I've seen is that in the scripture it says that a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave. But in reality, it feels like it's the woman that actually leaves her mother and father and cleaves. The man doesn't really cleave. Hey. Wait, let me release my hair. Uh-oh. Wait. Hey. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Yeah. So I want to talk about something, a very nice topic. But before we talk about that, you guys, when I went to drop my baby this morning, I noticed that they were doing like Christmas decorations and everything, and I was like, oh, so Christmas is like in the air already. Like it feels like Lagos is already, in that vibe. But when I went back to pick my baby is here, by the way. He's looking at me like, what's wrong with this one? So, but when I went to pick my baby, guess what? They gave me, ta-da! They even gave me moms, as a mommy. You guys, they're not telling me, oh, it's for Farah and me. I was like, really? This is what Yoruba people say, that mommy. That is what is happening. I'm jeering my child. It's not easy at all. Guys, yeah, I feel good being a mommy because I'm not ripping the label. Anyway, today, we're in the night, you guys. I'm filming this video in the night. I filmed a video earlier today. You guys, you must have seen it, by the time you're watching this video right now, because of this headband. You will notice the video. So I was just I just fed my baby and I was just sitting there. I wanted to do something, then I turned on my ring light and I was popping and I was like, okay, let's go come and film the video. So let's talk about the topic of today, okay? Yeah. So you and your boyfriend or girlfriend both attend really good churches, right? But you're now thinking, when you get married, whose church should you go to? Let's assume both of you, your church is very spiritual, both of you believe the same thing. Which church should you go to, right? I think naturally the people that will ask this question are women. So because I think naturally men will just know that, okay, we're supposed to go to my church now, why are we going to your church? But it's a question that some women have because they really but it's a question that women have because they really like their own churches. So I kind of understand your concerns about going to a different church. But I think in the African context or cultural context, people would expect, or like even me, when I wanted to get married, I expected that I obviously would leave my own church and go to my husband's church. But there's no set in stone for these kind of things. I think it's something that both of you have to talk about. What if both of you have been adamant? Or more, you guys just have to pray at this point. Because let me give you guys this example. Now, when I and my husband, met, I was going to RCCG. My husband was going to, I think, Dominion City. We're going to two different churches, right? Then I said, okay, now I want to go to a church that I will grow my children well in the right words, like where my children will get correct biblical teaching. I didn't want a church where they will be telling us, oh, trouser is a sin, all this kind of stuff. I wanted to go to a church where I could be myself in the sense of it, like I could be my scriptural self in the sense of it. So I remember that I remember this so much because I told my husband that, okay, what church does he attend? And as at that time, I'd never heard about his church, to be honest. I don't know a lot of churches. So when he told me about it, I was like, which one is that one? So I Googled it. I wanted to know about his church. Then he now told me, and I told him one day that I think he invited me, or I told him I wanted to come to his church to see what his church is like and everything. So I went to his church I attended a service. They did first timer for me. I told them, okay, this is the person that brought me, everything. It was cool, sha. We shall eventually realize that, okay, then I realized that, okay, church is cool. There are people like me, like, okay, you can leave your hair, you know, all those kind of stuff. Sit down. So it was good to, you know, experience his church. So I was like, okay, I think I'm comfortable with this church based on this first impression. My first impression was good, right? But then we now started to pray about it because we wanted to move out of that area. We wanted to move to a different location, okay? And so we started to pray about it. We started to pray about it and, you know, seek God, because it wasn't just going to a church should be a decision that we should seek God about. Apart from the fact that, okay, in this church, you know, you're growing, their scripture. Pray me standing, oh my God.
Pray me standing, oh my God. Oh my God.
Did you guys just see that? I'm not editing this part out. High five, baby. High five. Two. That was adorable, guys. Oh, my baby is becoming a man. Anyways, I was saying, so both of us decided that we're going to pray about it and know what God's calling is. Actually, in my head, there was this particular church I wanted to, because it was the rave in that time. I'm sorry, this is a bad thing to say, but yeah, it was the rave at that time. And I knew a lot of people that were going there, and I was like, oh, okay, I want to experience this church, you know, the prosperity, everything. But I told my husband that we had to pray about it. So when he moved to our current location, he now said, okay, he now started to pray about it. I was praying about it. Then one day, I think I googled something, or I passed by the location, and then I saw our current church, that's Avestas, and I was like, have you considered Avestas? For some reason, it just came to my head, and it was just like standing. And the thing is, every time I passed by Avestas, I used to see different kinds of banners, and there were banners of, you know, funny things. So in my head, I used to look at Avestas and all this kind of church. I didn't think they were spiritual in the sense of it. I just used to pass by. But then that particular day, I remember just, you know, telling my husband that my boyfriend at that time, I told him that, oh, this church, do you know it? He was like, he has not noticed it though. So he said, okay. Then he prayed about it and said, okay. I think he felt okay going. And then he now said, okay, that he would try the church one day. I think they were even doing a program. I think that particular time they were doing their yearly program. So me and I joined on YouTube. I tried to watch them. That's when I heard the word. I was like, wow. Then I went on YouTube and watched almost like 20 videos or 10 videos of Pastor Bolaji, his other associate pastors, Pastor Mo. I was watching all their videos, learning about the church. I knew about those pastors before I even met them, like physically, right? I was just learning about them, watching their videos, seeing that. I was like, correct, word. And I was like, great. And I felt peace about the church. And then I asked my husband was like, he loves the church. Like when he went that first time, he was amazed, and I was like, great, we found the church. And even though when my husband moved, he found a branch of his church around, he didn't feel okay going there. But that church, we knew that, okay, this was God's leading for us in this particular place. And so yeah, that was how we chose our church, and we love it there. We still love it. We still go there even 2 years after. It's been amazing going to Avestas. And I'm not even trying to preach church, okay, but that's how we chose our church basically. And so that's why I'm saying that, you know, if both of you go to a very good church, I don't think it's fair to just say, oh, the girl should just move to your church if she feels somehow about it. But if she doesn't feel anyhow, by all means. But if she feels somehow about it, I think both of you should talk about it and pray about it. It's so important, because the church you go will really, you know, for me, I wanted to raise my children in a good church, right? So you guys, tell me what you think. How do you intend to do it when you get married? Do you intend to just go to your husband's church? You don't really care. Or the husband, do you intend to just go to your wife's church? I find that many women eventually go to their husband's church, except they go to the same kind of church, right? Because it's just this thing about getting married as a woman. You have to take the man's name, take the man's family. It's weird, but the thing is, what I've seen is that in the scripture it says that a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave. But in reality, it feels like it's the woman that actually leaves her mother and father and cleaves. The man doesn't really cleave. The woman marries into the family. I don't know. That's just the way it is. Do you guys disagree or agree? Comment below and let's talk about it. Anyway, I'm going to go eat my rice now and my malt. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's vlogmas. By the way, you guys, please keep sharing. Please share. Please share. Help this growing YouTuber. I love you guys. Bye. Fermi, come and say bye. 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 Mwah, mwah, mwah. He's not having it.